Hello. It's day four, so just a life update. Day four just got over. We're currently in Abu Dhabi attending the World Investment Forum. And when I asked for content ideas, one of the ideas that I got was just like an unwinding session or reflecting on the day that I've had. So I've literally just gotten back to my hotel room and I was reflecting on my own. I had to change, but I was so lazy. I was like, no, first I have to think about what I've done, what I could do better, and stuff like that. So as I'm doing that, I thought of sharing that with y'all. This video might be a little longer, to be very honest with you. I haven't scripted this at all, and I don't even know what I'm going to say. But let's start. I'm going to cover up all the 4 days and just everything that I remember. Number one, I think this book has been very, very important, and I've made all my notes in the book. So please, whenever you're going out to attend a conference of any sort, please carry a notebook. It really, really helps. Okay, things I've learned. I think my key takeaways or something that I've realized through this trip is that climate action and sustainability is not a joke. Global stakeholders are talking about it in every country, in every organization, at every level, be it SMEs, be it NGOs, be it like multinational corporations, or even be it governments of different countries. It's not a joke, be it ESG reporting, carbon markets, like sustainable investments, climate action, the SDGs. These things play a critical role and everybody is working towards it. So while I realize this, I think it's also important for me to point out that this is the gap that I sort of figured. So obviously I understood that everybody's talking about it and everybody's doing their bit into this. But I think what we still lack is concrete solutions. So we had different CEOs, different state leaders come and talk to us. While they still touched upon what they're doing at their level and what we could do at our level, there were no concrete points. I'll give you an example. For example, it was take action at your level. Like we know we should, but the concrete points did not come up. Like ESG framework was one thing, but I just feel like there was a lot more scope that could have been covered. Or I think it's not even with this event. I just feel like because this entire concept is still pretty new, people are sort of still trying to navigate the path to take. And yeah, it's very good to see that everybody is working towards it, but I honestly feel like we need change faster. It can't be all fluff or all talk, no show. And the show that comes in can't come in 1 or 2 years down the lane. So something that I realized were people were talking about 5 years or 10 years. And it's very good that we're looking at things from a long-term perspective. But I think what we also have to understand is that the action that we're going to take in terms of fighting climate change, the values or the results, we have to keep seeing faster. We can't wait for 10 years to see a result of ESG regulations. It will not work like that, especially because like 2030 is just 7 years from now, and 2030's net zero goal is necessary for the survival. So while nobody's taking it as a joke and everybody really cares about it, I just feel like there's still a lot that can be done. So that's number one. Second, I think in terms of networking, this event has been really, really nice. I'll tell you why. It's not like I've made the best of the best connections or that I've mastered networking. I really don't think I've come close to that. But I'll tell you what's been nice. So networking as a concept, all of us know what it is. And all of us have heard the term networking, right? Be it in college. Oh yeah, let's network with whatever. Like we've all come across the term networking and the idea of networking. And I've probably also networked with people at various events, be it business conferences or conferences like the ones I attended, even if it's parties. Basically, there's no particular place for networking. It happens everywhere. But what I was coming to is my experience and my learnings from networking. As to be very honest, because I want to make sure I'm very honest here. This was this was the first international work related events that I took part in. I'm saying work because it is really aligned to my industry. So I coming into this event, I did not think of it as an extracurricular per se, or like something that'll just go on my CV. I really thought of it as work where I'll get to learn and where I'll get to make connections. So coming from that point of view, as a beginner, I would say networking, I've realized these 3-4 things. Number one, ask. It's very important to ask questions. However, like, you might think that your question is stupid, but I don't think that's actually the case. So ask questions, very, very important. And I think second is just, people are there to help you. I've realized this. Everybody, when you might seem like they're a little far off, or how do I even ask them, how do I even reach them, but people are there to help you. I've had conversations through this event with CEOs of multinational conglomerates. I've had conversations with the Secretary General of UNCTAD, with the Secretary General of the Commonwealth, and I think one thing that I've really learned is, regardless of the position they are at, they'd love to have a chat. And I think that people are really open to talking and to networking and to helping everybody else. So that's number two. I think we should just go in with a more positive mindset. Number three, also very important. I've realized that, so there's something that I'm working on, which I haven't shared on my Instagram as yet, but every time I spoke to a person, I pitched myself, and it's like every time the pitch was a practice pitch, because every time I just got better. So what I'm trying to say is that, if you know what you're doing, so aapko, I don't know how to say this, even if you're doing the smallest of the smallest things, the way you say it really, really, really matters. So just I think it's important that you keep telling people what it is that you're doing. Even if you think it's small, just keep telling people. The more you tell people, the more, one, obviously, that's how you can build relationships. That's how people get to know you. But also, you sort of become, it sort of becomes clearer in your head what it is exactly that you're trying to achieve. Because I feel like the more you share your ideas with people, the more, like, it's like the more refined they get. So I think that was very, very important. Next, honestly, and I think this is also like another key thing, it's sort of a trick that my uncle told me, but I took a bunch of small gifts and I gave gifts to a few people, although I don't know if they'll remember me because of, like, in general, but because I gave them that gift, I think that's one way, right? That's one way of them remembering me, number one. Second, I got that picture. So I think networking is not just about that moment that you're sharing with a person, it's also about what you do after that. So all of these people that I networked with and people that I thought, okay, like, they'll add value to me, I either connected with them on LinkedIn or sent them emails or whatever. Basically, it's like a relationship building. And even if you think that 30-second, 2-minute interaction wasn't good enough, it's okay. You've told them who you are. It's fresh in their minds, regardless of what you think. And it's best to leverage it right away. I think what I'm trying to say is that we need to start thinking of networking as a long-term relationship building. And regardless of how our current conversation went, if you feel like you can get some value from that person, we should really need to reach out. Lastly, if you're talking to a person and if you feel like you're not getting any value, I think it's okay to walk away. That's the thing about networking. Everybody knows you're there to network. Nobody expects you to sweet talk. Nobody expects you to basically, you're there for business, and everybody knows you're there for business. So actually, if you walk out of conversations very politely that you feel like don't add value to you, it's like you're respecting your own time, and other people will also start respecting your time. So yeah, these were just some tips on networking that I think I've learned. So I shared my first two things. Lastly, it's about self-growth. I feel like, I'm not even kidding, I don't know how that switch happened, but the Abu Dhabi Harshika is very, 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 very different from the Bangalore Harshika. I don't know how to explain it. Just the way I think, just the way that I talk, it's very different. Firstly, this entire event for me, very, very honestly, has been a dream come true. I manifested it, and I know I manifested it a year ago, actually in 2021, when I came here for the Dubai Expo with my cousin sister. I remember while leaving, so a bunch of my cousins also stay in Dubai, and I told them I'm going to come back to Dubai very soon. I'm going to come back to UAE very soon, because I did not feel like, and I told them that I'm going to come back to UAE very soon for a work related event, and that's what I did. What I'm trying to say is that when you go to a place where nobody knows you from before, you can be whoever you want to be. Literally, you can be whoever you want to be. So I just loved how I was during this entire trip. If nothing else, I think my biggest takeaway was how confident I was, you know, through this entire thing. How confident I was, how reciprocative I was. I was also I just loved myself, and I discovered a new part of myself as someone who wants to own their own business. Like Bangalore was not letting me get into that mindset, but the second I got onto the flight, that Harshika immediately like switched on. Like I knew I always had it in me, but I feel like you need the right environment to get that right part of you. What I'm trying to say is that if you want to be a business owner, act like a business owner. If you want to be a model, be like a model. Basically, it's not fake it till you make it thing, but it's sort of how manifestation works, right? If you want something, act like you already have it. And that's exactly what I've done. Be it my pitches, be it just the way I carried myself. I think I learned a lot from this trip. And what I'd like to share with all of y'all out there is also, what you're doing matters. You might not see it now, but it matters. If you're working a job, that matters. I think the only thing that's important is that, actually I'm going to add this, wait, the only thing that's important is that you know your purpose and you know why you're doing what you're doing. If you know why you're doing what you're doing, and if you know that's helping people, for me that's the most important thing. And doors open up. Doors really open up. Just take a leap of faith. Like coming into this event, I was so confused. I didn't know if it's a good opportunity, if it's a great thing, I did not know, like, because I don't know anything about this event. I spoke to people who've come to this event, but I don't know them personally. Like it was not a weird, but it was a little hard decision. It was like I have to make a gamble, and I did it, and I came here. Yeah, I'm just loving myself a lot right now. I feel a lot more secure about my career, about what I'm doing, because I told people, you know, it's like, so sometimes when you have ideas, you can't tell them to your friends or family because you're like, okay, what if they judge me? But is it good enough? Is it not good enough? And I'll tell you the best thing at this event, when I shared my idea with people and I said it in a way that I'm already doing it, like that I've launched, you know, yeah, I said it in a way that I'm doing it already. I'm in the process, or it's already launched, because one of that has already launched. I just realized that because I was talking to these people who do not know me before, and who were sort of basing their opinion on me based on this idea, their reaction was a very honest reaction, and that sort of validated my idea for me. What I'm trying to say is that if you have an idea, share it with the right people. That's very important, and share it like you've already done it. With that, I think those have been my key takeaways. More than an unwinding session, I feel like it was a value-adding session. It's a very long video. It's a 13-minute video. I don't know where I'm going to add this. But yeah, this was just a very honest, candid thing. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.